God is incredibly generous. He gave us his Son as an atonement for our sins. He's given us love, food, homes, time and talent and laughter. And these blessings, these gifts, were not meant for us to be used for us alone. They were meant to be shared. They were meant to be shared especially with those people who are lonely or hungry or homeless or ill. One day, each of us will stand face to face with God, and he may ask this question: what did you do with the blessings that I poured into your life? The generosity of your life will be your answer.
Is God generous to me? Absolutely. In the same sense, everything that I have, everything that I would call my own, is a gift from God. All my resources, my family, everything that I have is basically just a gift from God. Does God call me to be generous? It's pretty explicit in the Bible that the Lord calls us to give back 10% of what we make. And as Christians, I think we try to make that the high point, that a point to reach, but in reality, that's the beginning point. That's what God asked for. That's where we should start, and you should give above and beyond that when you can. And I also think that it's not just money that the Lord is seeking from us. It's our resources, it's our talents, our time. All of that comes into play. So.
Jesus' blessing, the giving of his life to save my eternal soul, is what motivates my entire life. The example he set for me in his ministry, he met people where they were at. He was willing to forgive, to love, to heal. Those are all things that motivate me in my life. And as I grow in my walk and get closer in my relationship, I realize that I need to be his hands and feet and give of myself to others.
Knowing his generosity is like having a burden lifted off your shoulders. You have this knowledge that if you love God and allow him in, he'll be generous to you in the ways he feels that are best. Even if it's not what you expect, I can know that he wants it, and I accept that and be grateful for it, because if I didn't receive his blessings, my life would be totally different, and who knows where it'd be headed.
My life has been forever changed because Jesus is generous with his blessings. He once blessed a man named Richard with the gift of healing, and because of that blessing, I did not spend my life in a wheelchair. And then there's the blessing of my two favorite men, my husband Lance and our son Luke. I shudder to think what my life would be like if Jesus had withheld the blessing of Lance and Luke from my life.
I believe a devoted Christian will be able to see that worldly possessions can distract from living a life of faith, so that they'll make financial decisions based upon that knowledge. What's the reference from Luke 16? No one can serve two masters. You can't love God and money. I recently read in our Sunday school study that everything we buy or acquire will require something of us. I think that a Christian has to carefully weigh how much that investment will take away from what he has to give to God and to his church and to his hurting world.
How we handle our money, I do believe, reflects on what we believe. As Christians, we are called to give our resources and our time and our talents back to the Lord. And when things go wrong in the world, some of the first places to be tapped are the churches and the Christians, because they know that we will give of our time and our money and resources because that's what we want to do. We want to serve the Lord in that way. So.
I don't know exactly what it says, but I hope that I'm portraying on the outside what I feel on the inside, and that would be my love for God. In loving God, I want to love his people as well and to give and help others. And that's kind of the key word. You have to want to love and give to others. It's the day that I start feeling that it's an obligation that we kind of need to reevaluate our own beliefs, because we're told to give freely and to love others and to do it without compulsion. So that's kind of what generosity is.
I think our generosity really just, it honors God. When we're called to be generous and we follow through that and give freely from our heart and our attitude of our heart, I think that just honors God, and that's what he feels.